Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the weird and wonderful world of museums, but not your typical art or history museums. Oh no, we're talking about the top 10 most bizarre museums you can actually visit. From museums dedicated to broken relationships to collections of cursed artifacts, these places are as strange as they are fascinating. So, if you're ready for a journey into the unexpected, let's get started. Starting off at number 10, we have the Museum of Broken Relationships in Zagreb, Croatia. This museum is dedicated to failed love stories, and it's filled with personal items donated by people from all over the world. Each item comes with a story, like a pair of handcuffs from a short-lived romance or a toaster someone kept after their breakup. It's heartbreaking, hilarious, and oddly therapeutic. If you've ever had your heart broken, this museum might just make you feel a little less alone. Coming in at number 9 is the Meguro Parasitological Museum in Tokyo, Japan. Yes, you heard that right, a museum entirely dedicated to parasites. From tapeworms longer than a car to bizarre specimens preserved in jars, this place is not for the faint of heart. But if you've ever been curious about the creepy crawly side of nature, this museum is a must visit. Just maybe don't go right after lunch. At number 8, we have the Museum of Medieval Torture Instruments in Amsterdam, Netherlands. This museum showcases some of the most horrifying devices ever created, from iron maidens to thumbscrews. It's a chilling reminder of how cruel humans can be, but it's also a fascinating look at history. Just be prepared to leave feeling grateful you didn't live in the Middle Ages. Number 7 takes us to the Icelandic Phallological Museum in Reykjavik, Iceland. This museum is dedicated entirely to penises. Yes, you heard that right. It has over 200 specimens from animals, including whales, seals, and even humans. It's as bizarre as it sounds, but it's also surprisingly educational. And hey, where else can you say you've seen a whale penis up close? At number 6, we have the Museum of Bad Art in Massachusetts, USA. This museum celebrates art that's so bad, it's good. From awkward portraits to bizarre landscapes, every piece here has a story. It's a hilarious reminder that not every artist is a Picasso, and that's okay. Sometimes, bad art is just as entertaining as the good stuff. Coming in at number 5 is the Vent Haven Ventriloquist Museum in Kentucky, USA. This museum is dedicated to the art of ventriloquism, and it's home to over 900 dummies. Some are cute, some are creepy, and some are downright terrifying. If you've ever wondered where ventriloquist dummies go to retire, this is it. Just don't be surprised if you feel like they're watching you. At number 4, we have the Museum of Death in Hollywood, USA. This museum is not for the squeamish, it's filled with everything from crime scene photos to serial killer artwork. It's a dark and unsettling place, but it's also a fascinating look at humanity's obsession with mortality. Just make sure you're in the right mindset before visiting. Number 3 takes us to the Sulabh International Museum of Toilets in New Delhi, India. This museum traces the history of toilets from ancient times to modern day. It's weird, it's quirky, and it's surprisingly informative. Who knew toilets could be so fascinating? At number 2, we have the Cancun Underwater Museum in Mexico. This museum is entirely submerged underwater, and it's home to over 500 life-sized sculptures. It's part art exhibit, part coral reef, and 100% unique. If you're a diver, this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Just don't forget your snorkel. And finally, at number 1, we have the Dog Collar Museum in Kent, England. This museum is dedicated entirely to, you guessed it, dog collars. From medieval spiked collars to ornate Victorian designs, it's a quirky celebration of man's best friend. It's weird, it's wonderful, and it's the perfect way to end our list. The museum boasts over 130 unique dog collars, some dating back to the 15th century. Imagine medieval spiked collars designed to protect hunting dogs from wolves, or ornate Victorian collars studded with jewels and engraved with the names of pampered pooches. Each collar tells a story, not just about the dogs who wore them, but about the people who loved them. One of the highlights is a 16th century iron collar that looks like it belongs in a knight's armor collection. Then there are the luxurious 19th century collars that show just how much some dogs were adored by their wealthy owners. It's a fascinating mix of practicality, artistry, and sheer extravagance. The museum is housed in the historic Leeds Castle, adding an extra layer of charm to the experience. After all, where else can you explore a castle and then stumble upon a collection of dog collars that spans centuries? It's weird, it's wonderful, and it's the perfect way to end our list. Because let's face it, dogs have been our loyal companions for thousands of years, and this museum is a quirky yet heartfelt celebration of that bond. Who knew dog collars could be so fascinating? And there you have it, the top 10 most bizarre museums you can visit. Which one would you add to your travel bucket list? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our next adventure into the weird and wonderful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.